Hello, everyone. It's Miss L101, aka Lisa, and I am very excited to share with you about my Google Forms that I use in the classroom that makes grading so much easier than paper and collecting things. So, what we're going to do, you have to have Google for this because obviously Google Forms is a Google product. You're going to go into whatever Google Drive you have, select New, More, and you'll see here Google Forms. Now it gives you a little arrow option if you want a blank form or a template. It doesn't matter if you click that. If you just click on Google Forms, that's what I'm going to show you. It is a blank form. Looks like this. Now I always start with giving it a fancy title to interact with students. You can give it a description like the date so you don't forget, or something like directions, write in complete sentences is what we're going to tell my students. And now that I just have that, because when you click onto where it says untitled form up at the top, oh, look, your fancy title popped in there. Please click on the settings. Here we want to collect our students' email addresses. That way we know what student turned in what, unless you make one of your questions put your name here. But I find it way easier to collect email addresses. Your presentation, you don't have to click any of these. If you use a Google form for a test though, I highly suggest you click the shuffle question order. So that way if two students are sitting next to each other, their questions will not be in the same exact spot. You can also give a confirmation message. Automatically, it says your response has been recorded. I like to put something like, great work. Or here's what's next. Of course, I don't want to put everything, so I'm just going to say great work for now. Save. Ooh, and I almost forgot. Instead of hitting save, if you go to quizzes, make this a quiz. If you want, even if it's not a quiz, I use make this a quiz. Then students you can either set it so it's immediate. If it's all multiple choice and you plug in the correct answers, they can immediately see what score they got on their quiz. Or I like a lot of written questions, so I put later after review. Students can see missed questions. I normally turn that one off because if you are grading or you have to go back in and grade a written response, it automatically marks that as a 0 for the student. So I don't like them to see the missed questions. If you want them to see the correct answers, I normally leave everything else. Then once you're done with all that, you hit save. If you come up here where the little painter's palette is, you can change your theme. Most of the time I leave it like this because I'm a little lazy. So I'm going to leave this where your untitled question goes. You can choose if it's a multiple choice, a short answer, a paragraph, a checkbox, a drop down. If the students have to upload something, if it's a scale, multiple choice grid, checkbox grid, if it's a date or the time, and that's a lot of things. I mostly use paragraph, short answer, paragraph, and multiple choice. That's usually the only 3 that I stick to. I teach 5th grade elementary reading and writing and social studies. So these are the only 3 that I like to use. You can also insert pictures if you would like. I sometimes do for vocabulary. So let's leave this one multiple choice. If you click, you can add other options. You can add image to the answer choices. Then, when you're done typing out or copying and pasting from Teachers Pay Teachers, no joke, I do that, click on Answer Key. It'll pop it up. It'll ask you which one of these is the correct answer. So, number 1 is the correct answer, and it is worth 1 point. Now, if I want to add answer feedback, what will the students see when they get an incorrect answer or a correct answer? I usually leave that absolutely blank because I, again, don't have the time to do that. If you come down over here, you'll see this bar. Now, you can add a question. You can import questions, which I have not done yet, so this is just me copying and pasting. Add a title, a description, so maybe you have half of your test is multiple choice, the other half is free response. Maybe you want to have a break there. If you want to add an image on its own, maybe you want to have a video that goes with your text. You can put the video link in here and then the questions below it. If you choose to do that, add a video and then have questions below it, you cannot in your settings present and shuffle question order because it will not be in the order that the students see it in. You can also add a section, like a divider. So you would go through and let's just add random questions, answer key. Let's go ahead and give this option 2. Okay, let's just pretend, and it tells you here how many your total points are so you can see. Now, as the teacher, when you go in back to your Google Drive and you can go see this up, you can click on it anytime. You can share it with students through their emails. There's also, if I go to send, a link can pop up. You can send it through email. You can embed it if you have a website. I personally click on link, I hit shorten, I copy it, and I either send it via email or I put it on my Google Classroom. Then what the students will do when they sign into their computers, sign in with their Gmail, they take this little quiz, you click on responses, and all the responses will pop up. And now if you have a short response, which is nice, I can show you what it looks like when a student gives you their work. So I'm going to go to a different one that's already done. Let's go into, you can see on this is my actual work drive. It's a mess. No judgment. Let's go to number the stars because we finished that. Now I had it subdivided in groups, so I subdivided the forms into groups just for my sanity. Let's look at chapter 1. Now here's our responses. I'm not going to show you the students' names, but below this line, you would see the student email, their points, and whatever. Now, this is their summary. So this is just kind of whatever it automatically puts out. So remember, I said if you have short responses or paragraph responses, you're going to have to grade those yourself. But I do it by question. So here's the question. Why were the 3 girls stopped by the soldiers? Number of the Stars is a Holocaust book, so it's about, World War II. So all you have to do, here's the student response. And look, it's anonymous here. So I don't know who's who when they said it. Now I can click on one response and see their email if I want to. But at the end, you can also see by individual students. So you go, check, they got it. X, they didn't. If you want to do half points, you can come here, type in 0.5. And it'll automatically put it in there. Now I'm going to discard this because I don't want to change that student's grade. Let's say they got stopped by the soldiers because they were running. I could add feedback. So all I did was click add feedback and I could say, great job. I almost never give feedback for the student unless it's something like really off. So if you scroll down, it also divides it kind of by if they capitalized it, if they didn't. So like this one, the 3 girls stopped because they were running. They were racing. So here I can just quickly write in add feedback, capitals, grammar, and hit save, and it'll automatically save. Let's say you want to share a lesson with that student. You can add a link. You can add a YouTube video. So there's a ton of different things that you can do with this. Then when you're all done and you save it, you can go to the next question and it'll keep doing it. If you click on individual, it'll show you the individual student stuff. I personally do the questions and then I click on summary. And when you scroll down, you'll be able to see their email, how many points they got. So that will be an easy way for me to grade. It's not in alphabetical order though, so that's the only downfall. And yeah, that's it. So I hope you guys enjoyed this short presentation about Google Forms in the classroom, and I hope this helps you in your education journey. Have a great day. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. How would you use Google Forms in the classroom? Bye.